Imagine you are living the year 1920 in central New York City on a Saturday night, just as the sun was about to set. Jazz musicians have vibrant tunes streaming out of their instruments and into your ears. Storefronts are lit up, drawing in crowds and your attention. Young people are racing past you into bars, and you are just living in the moment as everything blurs around you. This extraordinary lifestyle is what defines the Roaring Twenties and created a new opportunity to be captured by aspiring artists. This era gave a new perspective on America, and many artists rose because of it. One particular artist that became famous was Charles Demuth. He was able to create numerous paintings that had outside influences from the 1920s culture tied into them. Demuth's most well-known piece of art is called I Saw the Figure 5 in Gold. He used a certain style of art, deep and personal symbolism, the principles of design, and the elements of art to create this amazing masterpiece. As you can see, if you do not know much about it, this may just look like a random abstract art piece that has absolutely no meaning. But once you really take the time to look into it, you discover that there is so much more that goes into Demuth's painting, and I will be pointing out the key components today. Like I said previously, Demuth used a unique style of art, and that is called precisionism. This is a way of art that uses abstract images with geometric lines and very smooth surfaces. As you can see here in I Saw the Figure 5 in Gold, it contains all of these components. This was a new form of art in the 1920s, and Demuth was the first to bring it to light in America. To give you a better idea of what this looks like, here are two other paintings by Demuth that use precisionism. On your left, you have After Sir Christopher Warren, and on the right, you have My Egypt. As you can see in both of these, they use a series of diagonal lines to create the art piece, along with abstract aspects to tie them together. Demuth's specialty was to create these said portrait posters, which are symbolic paintings of his close friends. I Saw the Figure 5 in Gold is a portrait of Carlos Williams, who was a poet. Demuth based this painting off of Williams' poem called The Great Figure. It is listed here, and I'm going to read it now. Among the rain and lights, I saw the figure 5 in gold. On a red fire truck, moving tents, unheeded to gong clangs, sirens howled, and wheels and rumbling through the dark city. From the poem, we can now start to see what Demuth is depicting and representing. This painting is a blurred and abstract red fire truck, rushing through the rain at night, in the center of an alley, with storefronts and street lamps, all from Williams' poem with the influence of the Roaring Twenties tied together. First, there are three defining parts that make this portrait poster from Demuth. As you can see at the top, the name Bill appears in bold commercial font, which is the nickname Demuth used for Williams. This was the effect of the real poster that might have been showcased in the 1920s. The second piece would be in the upper right. Carlos is written out in yellow threaded light bulbs. Lastly, the initials WCW are listed at the bottom, clearly defining that this painting is about Williams. Demuth used some of the principles of design and elements of art to make his painting I Saw the Figure 5 in Gold so appealing. The first principle of design would be balance. This uses symmetry and asymmetry to create equilibrium. As you can see, Demuth's painting is not symmetric, but everything still has a place with equal amounts of curved lines and balanced by straight lines. Next, the element of art, such as the use of space and line, are combined with the principles of design of emphasis and movement. Demuth used diagonal lines to draw our attention towards the center of the painting, which is the main emphasis or focal point. These lines could also represent the rain falling, which tie back to the original poem. This series of shrinking fives adds the element of space to the 2D painting because it gives the effect that the fire truck is slowly moving away from us over time. Another component to notice is that the red bar below the truck could be sirens with curved sound waves. This contributes to the movement that represents the non-stop rush of the 1920s. The elements of color and value also go hand in hand with the principles of emphasis. Demuth used the bright shades of red and gold to make the truck and the fives the central portion, while the rest of the background are in tones of grays, whites, and blacks to subset the focal points. The final topics to cover with the principles of design would be unity and variety, along with the last element of art, shape. Demuth used the number 5 numerous times, which provide a sense of unity, which is oneness and similarity. Because the 5s range from large to small, this is an element of changing shapes as well. Lastly, there's a lot of variety in this piece, which would be the different colors, amounts of details in the background and the fire truck, and the general layout of the painting. In conclusion, Demuth was a very fortunate artist that came to light during the crazy times in the 1920s. He brought the new style of art called precisionism to America through his paintings. Demuth painted I Saw the Figure 5 in Gold, used abstract components and his friend's poem, The Great Figure, to create this incredible poster portrait. With the combination of symbolism, principles of design, and the elements of art, Demuth was able to create a sense of a rushed blur to represent the quick lifestyle of the 1920s through his depicted red fire truck with the number 5, of course, painted in gold on the side. Here are the references I used today for the material I covered.